So, what first? Should I urge Neri to take back her previous confession or admit she's not actually the culprit? No, that won't work. I'm well aware she's the kind of person who refuses to budge once she's made up her mind. I mean, should I turn in a real perpetrator? That's a no from me too. So let's think about the simplest solution. I need to prove, in his nick, before all the members of the Council of Nicaea, that Saint Angraecum Academy did not do it. I have to prove it wasn't Neri, while at the same time keeping the real culprit hidden. Now, put it into words, sounds pretty freaking hard. Being the truth or simultaneously maintaining a lie. Still, hard is not the same thing as impossible. Plus, I'm going to get a great detective monkey to help me. Or do you know I'm going to ask? I'm convinced that she needs to solve most vexing puzzles. Sorry to drag you, Mr. With elections going on. Apologise for a sleuth I've singled out for a task. I don't mind. Today, the sweet willowy Suoh responds brightly, a far cry from a ghastly apparition I encountered the night before. She's recruiting me. I'm still the one who gave you the kick and the budget needed. I intend to stick out with you until the end. It might affect your chance of an election if the word gets out you're associated with a classman of my reputation. Instead of brushing off, she looks me straight in my eye. Once it's all over, things will go back to the way they were before. There's no problem in it at all. That's some confidence she's got there. She's like a different person with the girl who arrived in the spring. Besides, I'm really happy you asked me. Well, recently you've been hanging out with Erica a lot, so I thought you'd maybe ask her instead of me. So, I'm really pleased. The way she looks up at me, cheeks flushed, throws me off balance. Oh, I knew I could count on my teacher. Well, let's do our best together. Nodding exaggeratedly to cover my innocent smile, I set my heart racing a mile a minute. Tell her that I fell in what happened to his Nick. I see, so she confessed to a crime itself. Yeah, I used her as a sounding board of my probes in the case, so she had enough details to convince the rest of the council, the kind of thing she'd imagine only the culprit would know. Exactly. I grimace at my own blunder, so it can pokes me between the furrowed brows, and laughingly tells me not to pull faces. Suoh? It's okay, it's simple. What's simple? Basically, we just have to disprove Kamikado's story. With a charming smile, she goes on to add that everyone has a weakness. Let's pin down exactly where Kamikado's-san was at 11:30, the time when Ringo-san was assailed. I mean, prove she wasn't where she said she was. A murmur. First of all, Suoh holds up the fingers she moved from my forehead. Let's go talk to her amity partner. Makes logical sense to start with a girl she shares the room with. It wasn't 11:30 PM in the morning when Inga and I arranged to meet. It was dead of night, when most people would be sleeping, so a roommate would be able to help us. So we could use the lunch break to go and speak with Neri's amity partner. Cursed myself for my pariah status. I impatiently waited for her turn when... Sorry to keep you waiting. Spotting me loitering in the corner of a corridor, my teacher hurried over to me, hands me a paper bag. What's this? Please, you hadn't had any lunch, so just a snack. But please go ahead. You're so kind and caring, I can murder a bill to you right now. It's a burrito. I love them. You need to read a book at the same time, or without getting your hands dirty. Oh, sorry, the picture of Suoh eating a burrito while reading a book just sounds weird, but fits her so well. Shouldn't have mentioned sandwiches. Pour a burrito out the bag. Freshly made tortilla wrap reminds me of crepe. It's not soft and floppy. So Paul got stuck into this. No, I needed up a wet cold. You're right. Looks like she's not going to spill the deets until I eat. I chomped down hurriedly into a burrito, eager to hear her information. A generous coating of cheese encased a big sausage and salsa nested within. One bite carries a satisfying texture and juicy flavour of meat, mingled with a tangle with salsa sauce. It's delicious. I can't say I've eaten a lot of burritos in my life, but this is pretty damn good. These soft tortillas are really good, aren't they? I prefer a crispier filling, but it didn't have anything like that, so I went with sausage. That is really good. Maybe I'll switch from sandwiches to this. During the days I spent lounging in my room, I didn't eat a single proper meal. Maybe because of that, I demolished the sausage burrito in no time at all. Seemed well enough to into potato, bacon and cheese. But I know it, I've gotten through a seafood burrito too. It's plump steamed shrimp filling. Each one has a slightly different sauce, seasoned with black pepper and salt. It's onion soup too. This is awesome. It's a classic onion soup with onion fried in butter. It's mushy, perfect blend of consommé and pepper. Finishing a warm, nourishing soup, I feel like I've been confronted from the inside out by its pure, no-frills flavour. I didn't really feel hungry before, but I guess I was... You have to make sure you're eating properly. I move over, don't. I know myself a kick in the ass from the Agaki-kun and she laughs airily. Did you have your lunch already? Hey, well, I was talking to Hagiwara-san, Kamikado-san's sanity partner. Great decision. Delicious meal supposedly loosens lips. When I prompted to continue, her expression clouds over. Unfortunately, she was unable to give an alibi for Kamikado-senpai over time werewolf attack. In a word, no, he wasn't asleep in her bed. Since she left the room a little before 11 PM saying she couldn't sleep, so we was going to take a walk. Honestly, I hadn't expected to hear my rule-abiding friend was still wandering the school alone at nights. I don't suppose she went to pee and came straight back? No. Hagiwara-san was awake and reading a book and remembered she wasn't back by 11:30. So it was just before midnight when she finally returned. It wouldn't so simply have just been a room at the time of a crime. If that were the case, we've been able to disprove a statement of a testimony of a roommate alone. We're sure it was self-sacrificial decision to admit the crime was a spontaneous one, so I figured it would be easy enough to poke holes in it. It looks like I was wrong. Where she could have been going all that time at night? It's not like we can ask her, and now her attempt to disprove a story has just led to evidence that could back it up. No, I'm not blaming you. You're out there acting to my eyes and ears. I'm super grateful. While she's no longer too timid to even speak with older students, like she was back in spring, she's still the same overly sensitive girl. She left the room just before 11 PM. Maybe we can find a witness. An eyewitness account of someone seeing her in dorms, not necessarily right at the time of attack, but it would exonerate her. I'll trust some dorm mother and other staff. Did you get your chat with anyone who's likely to have been up at the time? Yardson probably sets off towards the dining hall. After watching it go, I'll see Hoi to Sudoma Katabami's room. Lunch break isn't long enough to talk to everyone we need to, so... We end up dedicating free time to after classes to it too. Sorry, looks like I kept you waiting. No, not at all. I just got here too. Small talk before discuss progress reminds me of my tryst with Ringo. I spoke with some of the teachers and other staff members, but came up empty-handed. So at least Dorm Mother Katabami would have seen some kind of troll. I see. It was Rika-san and Ringo-san's connection, so I chatted with some of the classmen. No one seems to have seen Kamikado-senpai that night. I shouldered some realisation it would be easier to simply give up the real culprit. You can't just make a real perpetrator known in order to clear Kamikado's name, can you? So could ask me earnestly, forced a wry smile to my face. Not possible, I'm afraid. If I could, I would have done it already. I understand. Like Neri, Suoh must have also figured out who the real werewolf is, which is exactly why she's helping me. We can't disprove a motive. We don't have a weapon. There are no footprints on the mud outside a chapel, were there? No. tell her brain is whirring, cycling through deductions and refutations, so that little head of hers. We need proof of where she was. That would be a lot easier if she kept a diary. That's it. Why didn't it matter to me before? Ned's been keeping a diary since before we were kids. Tell her she never misses a day, so can clasp her hands together delightedly with hope of finding proof that Neri wasn't the scene of crime. We need to get our hands on it. We can't exactly force her to hand it over to us. Speed is of the essence right now. We need irrefutable evidence to prove in front of everyone, and isn't it? But Neri couldn't have done it. We're going to strike like a lightning bolt, not giving her a second to refute it. She nods. If Neri realises we have a diary, I'll give you the opportunity to at least come up with a plausible story. Like in a card game, we paramount would keep our hand hidden. We tried to sneak into a room, but Neri's confined there while she's suspended. There's no way to get in without running into her. How during meal times? Hagiwara-san's been bringing Kamikado-senpai's meal to her breakfast and lunchtime, but she comes to a dining hall for prayers at dinner time and eats her evening meal there. I didn't know this, since I haven't been attending meal times myself recently. Reason for suspension isn't public knowledge, so I can only imagine stares of curiosity it's been getting. Thought makes my blood boil. That's the case. The room should be empty at dinner time. She probably locks the room when she heads out to dining hall. Key. A key, huh? She murmurs a word, smile playing across her lips. That's at odds with her forward brow. Strange shift in expression has made her asking what the deal is. If the door's locked, there might be a way to work around that. Way around it? Are you saying you can pick a lock like some kind of spy? The expression remains inscrutable. My face is a joke. No, but I might know someone who can. Of course we do. Squeaking like a cry of a back draws nearer. I wish it involved me in these fun and games earlier. The girl so eye and mind bears her sharp canines at me and a cat-like smile. Tap her lap, a bunch of tools quite inappropriate for a young lady to have. She really can pick locks, huh? Just one of the many hobbies of an insular, indoorsy type of a gal. I was really into it for a while. Hey, Chidori, you're meant to be keeping a lookout, make sure no one's coming. Yes, I know. She squints down a corridor, expression deadly serious. When I come crawling back to Yagaki-kun for help, Takisaki-kun hadn't seemed best pleased. Perhaps my attitude from before still stung. Still? Would you still like me if I knew I could turn someone away in a time of need? That's not fair. Let's not forget the cute little exchange I had. Thankfully, there seems to be no grudges held between us. However, you didn't have to tag along too. Well, if Suoh-san's involved, I'm a romantic partner. I'm obligated to help. And expect a straight-laced Riki-kun to jump on board too. I suppose you did break into Yatsura-senpai's room with us before. Huh? That's not... This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Back when you hurt your head when we always were under suspicion. We're very sorry. Well, it's more to you than meets your eye, Riki-san. Little misclass present doesn't know how to react to Takisaki-kun's compliments. Hearing a reason about searching my room, I tell him I have no bones to pick. See? Yatsura-senpai was very forgiving. There's no need to fret about that. Flattery won't get you anywhere. Anyway, is this going to take much longer? Already done. Shocked by how little time it's taken her, between the Yagaki-kun and the door in disbelief. It's a simple lock you find in a dollar store safe. You can crack it in no time. So float the idea of upgrading a new lock for the next Council of Nicaea meeting. Let's get this done quickly. By my guess, we only have about 10 minutes until she gets back. Okay. That's very appropriate having a coffee grinder right there. No one should notice that. The gang seems too familiar with these sorts of escapades. Take the lead and head for Noah's desk. So many notebooks and class notes. Looks like sorting through these will take most time. I'll help you out. Yagaki and I pull open drawers and rifle through papers, taking care to remember in order in which we found textbooks and notes in. We trip off by leaving something out of place, and all this has been for nothing. Kumikado senpai strikes me as the type to write in a popular fancy diary, but she's back in the days. Don't think you should check your notebooks too. I do know someone who uses a regular old-school notebook for a diary. She says flipping through one of them. Perhaps they have changed things up since we were kids. However, we can't find any sign of a diary. How are you doing over there, Yatsushiro senpai? The look of our old desk was nothing resembling a diary. The only place we haven't looked is Hagiwara-kun's desk. Surely she wouldn't have any reason to hide a diary in Amity partner's desk. Said she kept a diary when you're children, but maybe she stopped since then? Oh no. It's possible, but... Yageki abstracts her head and moves her wheelchair to where Rika's-san is idly playing her braids. Hey, Prez. Where'd you hide your naughty books? Well, never anything like that. I see you glance at your bed. Chidori, check under it. Despite Rika-kun's protest, Takesaki-kun expressionally follows Yageki-kun's orders. No one here either. Try your Amity partner's bed. No, not here either. Why would she hide her own private diary in her Amity partner's desk? Yageki-kun just smiles. Thanks for always being so gloriously offensive. Grips back. Don't have a great Amity partner? The best. I'm jelly. Hey, Rick-san, where would you hide a book? I told you not to get too chummy with me, but let's see if it were me. Same as me. So the best place to hide a leaf is a forest. Why look through a bookcase? I'm not saying you missed anything, I'm just thinking that if you only wanted to tidy up, put a diary on the shelf like normal, but if you're going out of your way to hide it... So he couldn't cut across the room to a stand before a bookshelf. At a moment, picks up a Bible with a fancy slipcase. The Innocence of Father Brown. Up to her forehead, Amity partner quickly pipes up. It's a collection of mystery short stories by G.K. Chesterton, main character Catholic priest and detective called Father Brown. Oh, Father Brown Mystery is a recent TV series, it's actually fantastic. I do recommend looking them up online if you can find them anywhere. Done by the BBC. I'm trying to remember the name of the actor who plays Father Brown. The thing is, I recognise him by face and voice. I can't actually remember his name. Also, he was in Harry Potter, but I don't really watch Harry Potter, so that's me done there. Mark Williams. I'm pretty sure it's Mark Williams. On a story behind the scion of a broken sword, he comes up with us saying, where would a wise man hide a leaf? In a forest. In relation to a particular scenario. So I compose a slipcover of a Bible and... I compose not a Bible, but a leather-bound book with the word diary stamped on the cover. It says diary right there on it. Then he took a leaf out of Father Brown's book and hid a diary inside a Bible. Remember how right after she recovered of an illness, Neri withdrew herself and become a major bookworm. She always was into mystery novels or the spooky stories. Right, let's take a peek inside. No, we can't do that. Yatsushiro senpai, please take a look. Quailing at the idea of committing this transgression, I remind myself it's Neri's sake. It's much simpler than I expected. Let's peer into a diary next episode, shall we? Bye bye.